this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation following. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, please bless our elected officials. Grant them the wisdom to know and the courage to do what is right for all citizens. Amen.
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 Roll call, please.
Allen. Here. Green.
Here.
LaFleur.
Here.
Mistrovich.
Here.
Reindell.
Here.
Ricks.
Here.
Warren.
Here.
Good to see everybody here tonight. Approval of minutes for the city council meeting held on March 5th would be in order.
Make the motion.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Is there any discussion on the motion or the minutes? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to audience comments on any non-agenda items. I believe we're both on the agenda. We'll move on. Adoption agenda, Mr. City Manager, any changes?
No changes.
City Council, any changes? Being not, a motion to accept the agenda as presented would be in order.
I'll make the motion.
Support.
Motion been made and supported to accept the agenda as presented. Any discussion on the motion? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion does pass. Do we have a motion for the consent agenda?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. There's no discussion on the motion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to items for consideration. This evening we have 4. The first one being consideration of bid award, tree plantings. Mr. City Manager?
Council is scheduled to consider approving a tree planting proposal. Funds were budgeted in both the City Cemetery Fund and the TIFA Fund for trees. Since that time of the budget, we also have received a DNR urban tree grant for $3,000 or approximately $125 per tree. As I mentioned, the funds in the cemetery were to plant trees in kind of the newer section that's pretty sparse out there. Funds in the TIFA fund were to replace 5 trees in the tree grates that haven't made it, and then also to kind of plant some trees along Forest where we have some parking lots to kind of screen the businesses from the residential area. As every company has kind of different stock available to them, we gave them flexibility in how they submitted their proposals. However, that kind of made it a little harder on our public service director, Jim Getzinger, to kind of make sure that we were ultimately at the end comparing apples to apples. So we did have to kind of tweak. Some of the companies provide services that others don't. So it came down to 2 companies, and we are recommending that we award the tree planting proposal to D&E Landscaping. They have done work for us in the past, and Jim is confident they can meet our requirements this time. Jim is here if we have any questions.
Thank you. Is there a motion before discussion?
I make a motion to authorize the D&E Landscaping to proceed with the tree planting proposal in the amount of $10,545.40, with the expenses charged to $6,895.40 to the cemetery fund capital improvements and $3,650 to the TIFA capital improvements streetscape fund.
Support.
Motion's been made and supported. Any discussion? Not. Any audience participation? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Item number 2 is consideration of special event request, Buddy Poppy Sale, Richmond VFW Post 6802. Mr. City Manager.
The city received the request from the VFW Post 6802 for permission to conduct their annual Buddy Poppy sale on Thursday, May 10th through Saturday, May 12th. Members of the VFW Post will be selling the Buddy Poppies at the intersection of Main and Division. They do intend to be completed with their sales at 2:30, so they won't interfere with school traffic and won't be there in the afternoon. It's a little bit of a change, I believe, from previous years. But we have changed the motion to reflect that.
Okay, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the request received from the VFW Post 6802 to conduct their annual Buddy Poppy sale in the intersections of Main and Division on Thursday, May 10th through Saturday, May 12th, 2018, from 9 a.m. till 2:30 p.m. And further, that the VFW Post 6802 agrees to sign a liability waiver.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on the motion? Any audience comments? Back to the table. We hope good weather for him. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Item number 3 is consideration of approving the request to conduct the National Day of Prayer. Mr. City Manager?
Council is scheduled to consider a request from the Richmond area pastors to recognize Thursday, May 3rd as the National Day of Prayer. In previous years, the city has recognized the Day of Prayer by allowing the area pastors to publicly pray in front of City Hall.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign the proclamation recognizing Thursday, May 3rd, 2018 as the National Day of Prayer. Further, that members of council, other city officials, and the public be invited to publicly pray in front of the city offices from 12:20 p.m. to 12:40 p.m. on this day.
Support.
Motion's been made and supported. Any discussion on this item? Thank Pastor Eagley again for organizing this, as he has and his father before him for many, many years now. Appreciate that. Any other comments? Anything from the audience? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Item number 4 is consideration of recommendation from Pool Committee. Mr. City Manager.
Council is scheduled to consider approving the recommendation of the Richmond Pool 50th Anniversary Committee. The committee, which is made up of 2 members of council, 2 from rec, and then administration, the rec director, pool director, and the city manager, have met twice. We're starting to put together the details on the event, which would be Friday, June 1st. Kind of started to put together a tentative invitee list and menu, that sort of thing. And with that has come somewhat of a budget. And since we've all talked about this event, and certainly I think everyone is on board with it, we hadn't put it in the budget, so we'll need to do a budget amendment before we start to kind of order food, things of that nature. I just wanted to run it by council and make sure we were going down the right path.
Very good. Is there a motion before discussion?
I'll make a motion to approve the recommendations of the Richmond Pool 50th Anniversary Committee.
Support.
Motion's been made and supported. Any discussion? Margaret, did you have anything that you wanted to bring up?
No.
Okay. Looks like it was a good start on this. It's something I think it's important to the community to have. So I think the expense is well worth the cost. But I appreciate what the committee has done. Looks pretty good. Any other comments? Audience comments? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Is bathing suits going to be mandatory for that? No. City manager's comments, sir.
Just wanted to remind everyone that this Saturday is the Easter egg scramble, 10:30 in Beebe Park. Some of the rec staff from summer that have in previous years volunteered to help out with the event, help clean up afterwards, aren't able to make it Saturday. So if you're aware of any groups or anyone looking for service hours, have them contact Margot at 727-3064. We can always use some extra hands helping that day.
How early would they have to be there?
Margot, would you say like
How late would they have to stay?
9 or 9:30?
Probably by 9:30 at the latest.
Yeah, 9:30 at the latest.
Stay till 1? Okay, 9:30 to 1.
Or for those that may not be able to make it first thing, they could come at like 1 to help, or 12:30, 12 o'clock to help clean up too,
Okay.
you know, if they're not able to be there first thing, so,
Yeah.
either way.
Okay. All right. Moving on, council comments. Emily?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Jamie?
Nothing, sir.
Dennis? All set. Rob?
Happy spring.
Not quite. Just wait. It's gonna snow again pretty bad. John?
Nothing.
Okay. Michael?
Just a couple things. I will be attending the MML, Michigan Municipal League Capital Conference tomorrow and
Oh, it's
Wednesday.
tomorrow. Okay.
Yep. And then also on Thursday, as being the SEMCOG representative, I'll be going to the General Assembly meeting on
Okay.
Thursday afternoon.
Great.
So,
Great. Very good.
Thank you, Mike.
Very good. Myself, we'll go to the calendar. Today being the 19th day of March, the rescheduled rec board meeting will be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock here at City Hall. And as mentioned, the Easter egg scramble at BB Park will be this Saturday, the 24th. And as I have emphasized before, you'd be wise to be there no later than 10:15 at the very, very latest. We have a Park and Rec director who's, when she says it starts at 10:30 sharp, which is on the flyer with an exclamation point, it does start right at 10:30. And her predecessors were the same way, so it's not just you, Margo. But it's a good time. Hopefully you have good weather, and it will go off whether it's snowing or not. Margo? Yes, sir. Whether it's snowing or not, it will still go off, and okay. And then we go to, the TIFA will be meeting on the 28th here at City Hall at 7 o'clock. And then the Good Friday, City Hall, the library, and the community centers will be closed. The library also will be closed on Saturday, and everything will open back up on Monday the 2nd. To be noted, the first week of yard waste collection is on April 3rd, and that entire week is Richmond School's spring break, so watch for the kids. And of course, everybody have a blessed Easter on April 1st. I have one other notice here from the Lois Wagner Memorial Library. The spring books and more sale will be April 18th through the 21st. And as it gets closer, we'll announce more on that. Is there anything else that we need to bring up on the calendar? Okay, being not, we have two closed sessions. I'll take a motion right now on the first closed session, and then we'll vote, and then we'll go ahead and have the second motion on the closed session, and then we will go into closed session.
I make a motion to convene into closed session in accordance with the Michigan Open Meetings Act, Public Act 267 of 1976, as amended, to discuss legal opinion from the city attorney.
Support.
What's been made and supported? Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Green,
Yes.
LaFour,
Yes.
Mistravich.
yes.
Rindell,
Yes.
Ricks.
Yes.
Warren,
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Motion passes. We also have the closed session for the collective bargaining agreement. Is there a motion?
I'll move to convene into closed session in accordance with Section 8C of the Michigan Open Meetings Act, Public Act 267, 1976, as amended for strategy and negotiation sessions connected with the negotiation of a collective bargaining agreement as requested by administration.
Support.
Motion's been made and supported. Is there any discussion on this motion? Being not, roll call, please.
LaFour,
Yes.
Mistravich.
Yes.
Rindell.
Yes.
Ricks.
Yes.
Warren,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Green.
Yes.
Motion passes. We will go into closed session. Okay, we're back. We need a motion to reconvene into open session.
Make a motion to reconvene in the open session.
Support.
What's been made and supported. Is there any discussion on the motion? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We're back in open session. Is there any other business of the city council this evening? First day of spring's coming up pretty quick, isn't it?
Tomorrow?
Half a day tomorrow. It starts at like 12:07 or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But it's supposed to snow on Saturday, so anyhow, we'll see what happens.
After the Easter egg hunt.
After the
Yeah,
Easter
it's
egg
PM
hunt.
snow showers.
Yeah, okay. All right, motion to adjourn would be in order.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. There's no discussion on the adjournment motion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Thanks for being with us.